Hi there, good morning. You're watching Market Cafe on ET Now with me, Snehi Shah. As usual, with me is Shreyansi Singh. Shreyansi, wishing you a very good morning. And well, this is a show where we're going to take you through everything that happened back home as well as globally when our markets closed right till today, this morning, in fact, this very point. And in the second half of the show, we'll also take you through all the stocks you need to be watching out for closely in today's trade, as well as what brokerages are flagging off for us. And well, let's kickstart the show with the global coverage then. And Shreyansi, US slightly mixed moves coming in, but NASDAQ continues to slip, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. And let's take a look at what really happened there, because when you take a look at futures, the kind of move that you're seeing is that Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures, you're looking at an advance coming in of about 0.2% thereabout. And when you take a look at S&P 500 as well as NASDAQ 100 futures, you're looking at 0.1% each gains coming in for both of these. Now, when you take a look at what really happened on Thursday, you do have the S&P 500 as well as the tech-heavy NASDAQ that slid by about 0.5% thereabout, and 0.9% respectively. So that's the kind of move that you saw for those two indices. When you take a look at the 30 stock Dow as well, you're looking at the index really bucking the trend and adding roughly 81 points, or just 0.2% thereabout. So that's the kind of move that we saw coming in. Now, in after hours trading, of course, you did have medical device maker Dexcom that plunged about 38%, and that is an important one to track really there. But then when you take a look at the broad market index, that is down 1.9% this week. So those are the kind of moves that you've seen coming in this week. When you take a look at NASDAQ as well, you're looking at a decline of 3.1% coming in there as well, and the Dow is also roughly down 0.9% week to date. So those are the kind of moves that we've seen, and that's the kind of trend that is emerging in terms of what happened this week. Now, stocks are of course poised to end the week with declines like I just mentioned, and adding to the previous session's steep losses by dumping some mega cap tech as well as artificial intelligence tied stocks. So that's the kind of handover that you're seeing, and the activity also seemed to be part of a slightly broader rotation into small caps as well as more cyclical areas of the market. So that's largely the trend that is playing out here. In terms of data sets, we're really just watching out for the June's personal consumption expenditures report, and inflation reading that's preferred by central bank policymakers as well. So on a monthly basis, headline PCE is expected to have grown by 0.1% and by 2.5% from 12 months earlier. So that's the kind of move that is expected, and that is really what is being penciled in there. The final Michigan sentiment survey is also on the cards, and that is something that the market is also looking out for. And on the earnings front, you do have Bristol Myers Squibb, Colgate Palmolive as well as 3M that are on the dock. So those are the ones to keep an eye on, Snehi. That really is the kind of handover that we're seeing emerge. When we take a look at the US markets, let's also take a quick look at the European markets then. And when you take a look at Europe, what you're looking at is that a slightly lower close is coming in when you take a look at Europe. So when you're taking a look at regional stock 600 index, you're looking at a provisional close of down about 0.7% there as well. So that's the kind of handover that we have. But Snehi, tell us what really is the picture looking like for oil this morning?
Well, absolutely, Shreyansi. So, slight positivity being seen on the oil front. Let's understand what has been happening over there. US crude oil, so this is WTI that I'm talking about, staged a comeback yesterday, rising nearly 1% to top that $78 per barrel mark after the second quarter economic growth came in stronger than expected for the US. Now, GDP in the US increased at a 2.8% annualized pace, beating expectations of 2.1% growth. On the flip side, you also had US crude and gasoline inventories that declined last week, so keep that in mind as well. And this indicated an uptick in demand. Oil futures traded negative earlier in the session amid concerns about the health of China's economy. Remember, the country's central bank cut rates twice in a week. US oil has also lost 2.3% this week, while Brent is down 0.3%. Let's dwell a little bit more on what's been happening in China, because that seems to be an important factor when it comes to the pricing of WTI as well as Brent. Now, the People's Bank of China slashed interest rates in an unexpected move on Monday, remember, followed by a surprise cut to its medium-term facility lending rate on Thursday as well. China's government also announced more stimulus to boost weak consumption, and China's oil imports were down 10.7% year over year in June, while the refined product import fell 32% during the same period. This is all according to customs data. So China is a main player when it comes to, as of now at least, it's a main player when it comes to pricing of oil, and the move that we've seen in oil coming in. But as of now, when I take a look at my screen, WTI is at $78.27 per barrel. You have Brent that is at 82.36, so that continues to be comfortably above that $80 per barrel mark. But that is what it's looking like right now. Natural gas also 1.5% higher. That's also important to watch out for. Shifting focus, let's also take a look at what gold is up to, because gold prices on the flip side have slipped to its lowest in over 2 weeks yesterday as profit taking kicked in after gold's recent rally, while traders awaited US economic data that could offer more cues on when the central bank will cut interest rates. Remember, the PCE index, that is the Fed's preferred gauge of inflation, that will be out today, the personal consumption index, that is, so watch out for that as well. Now, spot gold has fallen 1.7% to $2,357 per ounce, having touched its lowest since 9th of July. So largely, this is what the move has been looking like on oil as well as gold. But Shreyansi, with that, also,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.